Hey y'all, welcome and welcome back to my channel. It's me, Kia Simone, and we are here to get into Love and Marriage DC, where Monique is still picking at her husband like she don't know it's crime scene tape around the dating pool, and they actually have real storylines. Who knew? Before we get into it, please be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Now, I got 2 episodes to catch up on, and child, my mama and my uncle with the pinky and the brain, Miss Wanda and Cousin Bernard antics done had me just in the street. Child, I have to tell y'all about that later. Let's just get into it. So episode 5 picks up right where episode 4 left off, where Chris and Monique are fighting fresh out of Africa. They ain't got the dirty clothes out their suitcases yet, and they done fell out. So Chris is in one corner talking to a producer that's trying to talk him off the ledge, and Monique is on the floor with a producer that's trying to talk her back to sanity. Chris finally decides to come back in the room to try to resolve this issue with his wife, and Monique breaks down explaining to him that she feels like they're just not in alignment. They're not on one accord. And when she broke down, I loved the way that Chris responded to her. Even though they having this whole disagreement, she breaks down. Chris goes directly to her, picks her up off the floor. He comforts her. He reassures her. He lets her know that he hears her. He understands now that not only is there a problem, but the depth of the problem. He explains to her, a man's thought process versus a woman's thought process. And this is maybe why I'm coming off this way. He really just kind of let her know that he's committed to working on their issues, and he's committed to their marriage. Y'all have heard me say a few times, I didn't really care for Chris coming from Real Housewives of Potomac because of what I saw and experienced of him, so to speak, on that show. But I don't know if it's just me, but Chris seemed like a pretty decent husband. All Monique gotta do is really look around at her castmates, and you gonna see that, baby, you can get a husband. They ain't gonna always be good. You might want to try to take care of the one you got, and as my grandmother would say, you better take what you got and make what you want. Speaking of no good husbands, we move on to Erana's husband, Jamie. Jamie is going over to their oldest daughter's house to put together a nightstand, but he don't know how to fix nothing. And she ain't got no tools. So this is just a show and tell arts and crafts project. Since he can't read instructions and she don't have a screwdriver nor a butter knife to put this mess together, they done decided that, well, the nightstand was just bait to get him over here because I needed to talk to him about the dinner. Child, he comes over and they talk about the dinner that they had the other night where the family got together to talk about Jason and the fact that Jason does not want to be a DJ. Jamie's daughter lets him know that, listen, you pretty much steamrolled over your son's dreams. He told you he didn't want to be what you want him to be, and you basically popped an attitude and don't figure it out. The issue is that not only is that particular response a problem, but that's your MO. You're just that way all the time, and we gonna need you to do something about it. He agrees that he's going to try to work on it. We shall see. So then we move on to Winter and Monique getting together for lunch. And before we even get into this conversation, could somebody please help me understand, what in leopard lobo peep hell was Monique wearing? Girl, Winter starts off by asking Monique, how was Africa? Did you and Chris get to bond? And Monique is like, well, Africa was incredible, but no. Me and Chris haven't bonded. It's been 10 years and we haven't bonded. Winter is in the confessional saying, listen, I think Chris is a pretty damn good husband, and Monique really needs to take her foot off his neck. And I think you should take it from the lady who married into a Ponzi scheme that you might want to put some glasses on and look at your husband again, see if you could see him good, because you might have a better specimen than you realize. So Winter goes on to tell Monique about the lunch that she had with the ladies, where all the ladies got together while she was in Africa. Winter said, let me tell you about your friends. okay? First of all, Ashley was telling me about she was tired of hearing me talk about Kevin and my situation and how he scammed me when we were at the vegan dinner. But while they worry about what I had to say, what were her and DJ Fun-Size talking about down at the end of the table? Now, Winter, Winter, I hope you can fight, because Ashley is gonna whoop your ass. When she find out you've been talking about her husband, calling her husband Fun-Size, Ashley gonna whoop your ass. I can hear the screaming at the reunion now. I tell you what ain't Fun-Size, his pockets or his package. It's going down. And then she went on Erana. She said, yeah, in Erana, she feels like me and her have to have a problem. And I feel like she plays both sides of the fence. And Monique is like, well, damn, I mean, what happened? It seems like y'all had rah-rah for lunch. And so Winter is saying, well, you know, Ashley has so much to say about my situation, but when her situation comes up, she's clueless and she don't remember nothing. And Monique said, please help me understand. Give me a clue, because I'm clueless too. What is you talking about? And she said, well, you know, we brought up that there were rumors about her husband. She claims to have only heard rumors about DJ Fun-Size, but the streets talk and we know what's real. Monique said, well, but I never heard nothing about her husband. She said, yeah, because you don't be outside. If you be outside, you know what time it is with him. But you always in the house. You don't be out here in these streets with us. See, I'm out street sweeping looking for my next husband, so I be hearing about him. So yeah, take it from me, who's out here on the prowl. He out here on the prowl too. And I don't know where this came from, but Monique said something about, girl, what they think you want, they man? And Winter said, girl, please, I'm trying to get rid of my own husband. Girl, I don't want my own man. The hell I want their man for? You can't keep your dog on the leash. You think I want him in my yard? No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Winter said Ashley's husband don't meet the height requirement. And Erana's husband is telling her yellow light slow ass that he done fell asleep at stop signs while he out cheating all night. So they ain't never got to worry about me wanting none of they man. Winter is messy, but she be reading. She be right sometimes. So we move on to Julius and Erana having a family event where they have all their kids together. They're going out to a spot to play a game for visually impaired people, so that as a family, they really get to experience a part of their son Jason's life and basically what life is like for him on a day-to-day basis. After they play the game, Jamie sits down with his son Jason to explain that he heard him the other night at dinner, and that if he's coming across hard on him, it's only because he loves him and wants the best for him. And after they have this talk, the family comes back together and Erana reads a letter to Jason to let him know that he was accepted into the program that he's been looking to get into that's going to help him with becoming more independent. And so he's excited about getting some independence, getting away from his family, and hopefully meeting some girls. He trying to tell y'all ain't nothing wrong with me, but I can't see. Soon as I get some help, I'm getting the help from around y'all, because y'all be working my damn nerves. Then we move on to some mommy getaway day that is being hosted by Ashley and her business partner and podcast co-host, Alicia. They're having this mommy getaway day at a selfie museum for everybody to get cute and come out and take selfies and just have basically a play date, get away from your kids date for moms. One thing that stood out to me before they blew this up is Ashley gave this speech where she was saying that there was a time in her life where she was not proud of herself. And now that she is out of that space and she can say that she's proud of herself, she's no longer in the business of pleasing people. She knows she's not everybody's cup of tea. She's actually a shot of vodka, and that's just what it's going to be. Let me tell you something. I felt that in my soul. Do you understand me? I've been telling you for years. I ain't everybody's cup of tea. I am a very strong flavor, okay? If you don't like me, please feel free to drink something else. Now, when she broke down the part about not pleasing people, I felt that that is the space I'm in right now, where you learn to get comfortable with not neglecting you to take care of everybody else. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm so sorry. I got to stay true to me. And that's a full-time job in and of itself. But that's a whole sidebar. Let's carry on. So after Ashley gives this, I'm getting comfortable making other people uncomfortable speech, Monique talks to Erana and Ashley aside to say, hey, I talked to Winter and she told me y'all ambushed her at lunch the other day. And they are looking at her like she's absolutely crazy and calling bullshit. What? And Monique is confused because she's like, well, hold on. Y'all got a different story from the story she told me now. So what's really going on? Ashley said, but that girl ain't asked me nothing about my husband and my husband cheating on me. And if she had or told me that, oh, we've heard rumors about your husband, I'd have checked her then and there. So I don't know what you or she is talking about. And as they're talking, Winter walks up. Well, baby, if you ain't been ambushed before, you sure is about to be ambushed now. Winter walks up and Ashley immediately asked her, you had told me something about my husband when we was at lunch? What you told me about my husband? What happened? Let me tell you something. When somebody skips all the greetings and goes straight to what you had said, what they're doing is verifying that they have accurate information before they reach out and touch yours, okay? I'm going to tell you right now, you will need to take about 10 steps back, get out of arm's reach. Because she just want to verify before them paws land that you had said this. Winter got the hint and started backpedaling immediately. I didn't say all that. I didn't say that. I never told you anything about your husband. I asked you about him. She said, what did you ask me about my husband? Winter said, well, we were talking about infidelity, and you said, well, I've heard rumors about my husband. And I said, well, if it's not a deal breaker, then she said, okay, so did I say I've heard rumors, or did you say everybody knows about Quick? Because Monique said you told her everybody knows about Quick, so what did everybody know about Quick? Winter said, well, yeah, we were having a conversation as friends, and so I told Monique that, yeah, I've heard things throughout the DMV area. Ashley said, so that makes them true. She said, I never said they were true. And Monique backed her up. Well, no, she didn't say it was true. But hold on, girl, because this ain't quite how you delivered the story to me. Winter said, well, I mean, it was an ambush. It was definitely an ambush. Ashley said, girl, didn't nobody ambush you? And Ashley starts to recount, when I came in, the first thing you said to me is you were aggressive. They start going back and forth about who picked whatever back and forth they had. And Ashley said, I don't know what is going on in that half-shaved head of yours, but you ain't telling the truth. In the middle of Ashley and Winter going back and forth about who said what, who started what, Erana literally starts screaming like the Xanax is wearing off. Winter said, why in the hell is you screaming? She said, I'm just trying to get y'all to stop. I'm trying to get y'all to calm down. Baby, that ain't how you do that. Screaming like a banshee in the middle of all like that ain't how you get people to calm down. So as they continue to go back and forth, Winter shifts her focus to Erana and starts telling Erana that she plays both sides of the fence. And Erana said, well, how? How do I play both sides of the fence? This girl said, I don't know if you and Ashley talk. You know, like me and Monique talk. We have conversations. Y'all might talk. So it ain't that she's actually done anything to play both sides of the fence. It's that you play both sides of the fence and you have projected your ways onto her. And so you assume that because you play both sides of the fence and have side conversations with Monique, that she must do the same thing. And so now you're running around telling everybody that she plays both sides of the fence, which is literally a fabrication of your imagination. Winter out her damn mind. Winter explains that she feels Erana plays both sides of the fence because Erana asked if Winter felt like she and Ashley were in a better place. Erana says, well, that's because you still weren't how you were supposed to be about her. And she said, well, how was I supposed to be? Well, you still had an attitude about Ashley. That's why I asked it. Winter said, what in the ghetto gala is going on here? I thought I would just fall the hell out when that girl said, What in the ghetto gala is going on here? Winter ain't got good sense. Winter is messy as hell, but Winter is shady and funny AF. Winter said, apparently the way that Monique delivered the story was different from how I gave it to her. They got this story like I was delivering tea and I wasn't. Girl, you was talking shit, calling that girl husband DJ Fun Size and everything else. You was. Now, is Monique messy for running the mess back? Absolutely. But you was definitely talking about that girl Fun Size husband. Ashley said, you're apparently talking shit about my husband. Winter said, no, I said that I heard rumors. We all hear rumors. I might hear rumors about you, just like you might hear rumors about me. We've heard rumors. Ashley said, I ain't never heard of none of your man. And hell broke loose. Winter said, well, we heard all about yours. Ashley said, yeah, well, we know all about yours. Everything about mine is speculation. Everything about yours is facts on paper. While you speculating about my husband, we know for a fact you married cheaters and scammers. So, what you had said now? Winter, pack up all 3/4 of the weave you got and just go. Erana, no, this getting ready to go left. Erana said, y'all, please, let's just stop talking about husbands. Let's just stop talking about husbands. Winter goes into calling Ashley a victim shamer because she keeps throwing in her face the fact that she married cheaters and scammers. Well, let me tell you something. Winter is full of it. Winter is manipulative, which is exactly why I believe she ended up with this manipulative ass man. I think he's a mirror image of her. She presents this image, she smiles and she speaks well and she has personality and she's crazy as shit. She's a scammer herself. And her scam is pretending that she's a good person, that she has good morals, that she's trying to do the right thing all the time. No, you're not. The fact of the matter is, you married a man that you knew nothing about, and then want to play victim to your own refusal to do your due diligence. You want to be a victim to yourself. And then you cannot go around speaking on everybody else's marriages and rumors about their husbands and then call them victim shamers when they play your game. They are carrying on, getting louder and louder. People are jumping up. Ashley's business partner comes over and tries to interrupt to say, hey, could you please come over here with me to handle our business? Because this is a business event. Ashley is too far gone. Ashley is screaming at Winter that she can get the fuck out. This old fake ass bitch. Monique walks her friend on out. And Monique has a conversation with Winter to explain that, listen, maybe y'all will do better when y'all are calmer, when cooler heads can prevail. Winter said, if I had known this was going to go left like this, I wouldn't have put on these tight ass shoes to come down here. Monique said, obviously I got some stuff wrong. Winter said, yeah, you sure did. You did. You got some stuff wrong. And Erana comes out, listen, you got to go. You got to go. Winter said, I didn't want to be here in the first place. I am going. And Winter makes a comment about, what was all that jumping up and down and screaming she was doing? What was that all about? Erana said, because she's from Baltimore. In other words, because you about to get your ass whooped. That's what that's about. Since you're so unfamiliar, let me Urban Dictionary your ass down. Here you go. And y'all will learn to read the red flags. This whole debacle comes to an end with Ashley telling Monique that if the next time she sees Winter is never, it'll be too soon. Moving on. So we move on to see Erana and Jamie meeting with another couple who they do business with at a house that they're looking to flip. After they walk through this house, Erana and Jamie have a conversation to confront each other about a breakdown they had the night before. Erana had left this whole debacle from the ladies and went to go to a club where Jamie was having an event and her best friend was celebrating her birthday. She calls Jamie to let him know she's pulling up. He comes outside and creates an entire scene over parking her car. When she pulls up and he comes outside, starts yelling at her about needing to park her car, She realizes he's about to embarrass me. He's trying to embarrass me, but she can't really figure out why. And when he is just completely out of pocket and embarrassing her in front of a group of people outside, she decided to get in her car and go home. She wants to know why he behaved the way he did, and he wants to know, why'd you come in the first place? Baby, let me tell you something. That man was in that club entertaining a woman. That's what had happened. He was out there entertaining somebody, and you came and interrupted his good time. What he could not let happen is you to come inside that club to interfere with whatever he had going on. I don't care if Gandhi was in that bitch. You wasn't coming in there to get advice or an autograph, okay? These are classic signs of a man who was out doing whatever he wanted to do. His wife was getting ready to come cramp his style. He had a whole fit, created a whole scene, and made it all her fault. Now she's standing there crying and talking to him about it. This man gonna tell her she can save those tears. Let me tell you something. I'd have saved those tears and my coins and been at a divorce lawyer. Tell me how soon I can get away from him. You ain't never got invited to a courthouse this fast. Not never. Talking to me like you crazy. He's telling her how it's her fault this all went down because she came out there late. Why did you come so late anyway? Why'd you come at all? Why didn't you just go home? She said it was my best friend's birthday. Well, don't try to make me the bad guy. No, bruh, you are the bad guy. Then this asshole said, I mean, you know how my temper is, just do what I ask. This is an abusive man. I don't care what anybody says. He's classic. His signs are classic. Classic, classic. That temper will get you hurt or get you left. She starts explaining to him that this night was a lot for me before this even happened because I had this damn near brawl with all these ladies, and he jumps on the opportunity to change the subject. Go, well, what happened with the ladies? Why was they about to fight? No, you trash ass mother. No, we talking about you. I hope Monique is watching. While you running your husband down, this is what they dealing with. This is what's out here. It's tragic and trifling out here. All you got to do is look. I mean, just look around. Just look around. Just look around. And the producers must have asked them about this absolutely insane left turn back into a normal conversation that they took. And she says, well, yeah, you know, we don't stay mad at each other for long. We'll fight, and then a few minutes later, we'll be like, we going to dinner, go get dressed. No, baby, it's not that y'all don't stay mad. It's that you are conditioned to a toxic relationship, dysfunction, and abuse. That's the issue. And that's where episode 5 came to an end. We move on to episode 6, which opens up with DJ Quick going to the doctor because he has some ongoing pain in his wrist. Not only does he have pain in his wrist, he's been progressively losing function of his hand. So, yeah, he got to go see somebody. He goes to the doctor, and the doctor explains to him that at the least she suggests him wearing a brace for anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks. And just like a damn man, he acted like the lady told him he had to be bedbound. I mean, sir, if you don't go get you a damn brace, clear your calendar for 4 to 6 weeks and heal. We briefly see Erana and her daughter get together to discuss Jamie because Jamie went to her daughter to complain about her. Jamie literally is a walking demonstration of why you should never settle. Who wants to be married to somebody like this? We move on to Ashley and Quick's house where they are having Monique and Chris over for dinner. And Ashley said she thought they were just going to have, a fun couples night. But no. Monique came to rehash the drama. I wish y'all would go get some hash browns because these people will rehash a get together like nobody's damn business. Monique said she felt bad for stirring up the drama between all the ladies, but she continues to stir up the drama by repeating all this she said. Well, Quick explains to her the issue for me is y'all tried to play my wife at her event. That's why we're mad. But go ahead, eat your salad and finish what you're saying. But I just want to be clear on why we mad. So Monique starts explaining how she went to this intuitive healer that she has to get all of the negative energy from that night off of her because it was just overwhelming. Well, I got a question. Where was this lady when you've been doing the heel toe on your husband's neck? Where was this lady? So we move on to Winter's house, where we see her talking to 2 of her 4 children, and she's letting them know that she's going to be going out of town for 5 days and that she filed for divorce. And her daughter starts clapping and lets it be known she never really liked the guy. She thought he was manipulative and he was love bombing her from the beginning. And she also says how she doesn't think it's her mother's fault at all. She doesn't blame her at all because this guy tricked her. Winter is saying how she's really happy that her kids aren't holding anything against her and that they're not judging her. But for me, this is where not taking accountability gets dangerous. Because how do you teach your daughter to make a better decision when you won't even take ownership or accountability for your decision? How do you teach your daughter that in order to avoid finding yourself in the same situation, in order to avoid repeating certain decisions, in order to avoid progressing generational curses, we need to examine the decision that was made. Maybe I didn't make the best decision. Maybe I could have done X, Y, and Z before I did this. There comes a point where you do have to do some self-reflection, some self-evaluation, especially so that you can pass it to the next generation. The comfort of the cop-out becomes the setup for failure. Yes, this man was manipulative. This man is a spiritual and emotional criminal, and apparently a legal one too. But as a woman, it is important that we take accountability for the decisions that we make for our own lives. So we move on to see Winter, Monique, and Ashley going to dinner to try to reach a resolution for whatever this issue is they have between them. And the first resolution that they come to is that Moni in the middle is the problem. That the issue is with the way that Monique delivered this story. Monique owns that. She said, yeah, I'm sure I did. And Winter said, I'm sure she was trying to help, but she ended up adding fuel to the fire. And Monique said, that's exactly what happened. So from now on, if I ain't there, just leave me out, because one thing I'm going to do is get it started. So Winter starts explaining, I was not coming for your marriage. And one thing I would never do is call a woman out of her name, especially a black woman. Ashley, so you can save that black woman stuff. Black, white, green, yellow, purple, blue. If you come for my marriage, your name is bitch. Okay? Period. Told you better leave that lady alone about her marriage. You better leave that lady alone about her husband. Monique brings it all to an end by saying, I wasn't trying to be messy, but Winter, you might want to work on your storytelling skills. And Winter said, yeah, I probably should. Ashley said, I can never see Winter again and be completely happy. Thank you. Moving on. So we move on and see all the couples get together to go to this intuitive healer that Monique had mentioned. They go in, they meet the lady, and they're introduced to the process, and she starts reading them. She starts with Jamie. Of course, she picks up that Jamie's a bully. She picks up on his insecurity and says that he comes across as a bully in an effort to not look weak. And that what he should consider doing is, rather than being this overbearing, intimidating kind of a person, that when he is feeling insecure, he should just say nothing. Because choosing to say or do nothing and allowing yourself to feel what you're feeling or figure out what you're feeling is far better than choosing aggression. The healer moves on to Quick. And she says she's seeing 9s, and she's asking him, what are the 9s about what happened at 9 when you were in 3rd grade? And he said, well, at 9 years old is when he found out that his mom had cancer and was dying. And then in 1999 is when he lost his father when he was 18 years old. So those are all the 9s that she's seeing. He goes on to say his mom died when he was 10 years old, and that's about when he feels like he picked up DJing. He has this issue now where he fears getting good news, because anytime he gets good news within a year, something horrible happens. The healer explained to him that he's not living deep. He's only living on the surface because he lives in this perpetual fear of good things turning bad. She also puts into perspective that the reason that he works so much is so that he doesn't have to go deep. He stays on the surface by working all the time. And he started explaining how part of the reason he works so hard and so much is because he has a form of resentment because his dad never got to see him become what he was pushing him to be. You know, his dad believed in him becoming this DJ, and his dad was called a bad parent, he said, by some of everybody, because they felt like he was setting Quick up for failure by encouraging him to be a DJ. And Quick says, you know, he always selfishly wishes that he could have the moment where his dad could see everything that he's done and become and would have just that one chance to say, I told y'all. Chris spoke up to him, and Chris said, you know, I feel like he sees you. And I could have just stretched out and cried. I just could have fell straight out. It took everything in me not to cry. The lady moves over to Chris, and she starts telling Chris to not live through Monique. That sometimes when we love a person, we can live vicariously through them. And then when they're not happy, we don't understand what their issue is. Chris in the confessional is saying that he thinks what she's telling him is that Monique is doing her thing and he needs to pursue his passions. And Monique is telling him, no, I think you need to think deeper. Well, maybe the depth starts with him diving into what he wants to do. Maybe that's the first step into the rabbit hole. I think she thinks Chris is dumb. And she thinks everything goes over his head. Sometimes you can try too hard to be deep. So she moves on to Erana and tells her that she's seeing an image of her trying to cover things up and it looks too perfect. And that she's hearing, you're hurt a lot. And Erana just breaks down like she has literally been waiting to exhale. When she breaks down crying, Jamie turns and looks at her like Ike Turner done took over his soul, looking at her like, what is your problem? As she is sitting there breaking down, he literally taps her leg like, stop. The spiritual advisor lady walks up and puts her hand on him. Hold on, player. You're behaving like a child. This woman needs to be heard because she's hurting deeply. Something is hurting so deep in her that all it took was for me to speak on it. And this is the level of reaction she's having. And you're basically telling her, hey, stop that. Jamie is a ball and chain of a husband. The advisor starts explaining to her that she doesn't have to be perfect. She doesn't have to present this perfect image. Erana is explaining that, you know, she struggles with perfectionism, that she feels like she has to be perfect all the time. And she said how her mom tells her all the time, you know, you don't need all that makeup. You're a beautiful girl. You don't have to do all of that. There is this need to present this perfect image. Now, didn't they start this season saying they are TikTok famous? They're a TikTok family. You go on TikTok and they look like this perfect family and they are living in absolute despair and dysfunction. This gives really good insight into the relationships that people like to look at on TikTok and YouTube and everything else. And ooh, they is goals. They is relationship goals. Child, be your own goals. And then after the meeting with the advisor, the episode comes to an end on a really bittersweet note with Quick getting together with his brothers at his dad's graveside. The encounter that he had with the advisor really got him to thinking about his family, his relationships, the trauma he's dealing with, how he can live a deeper life and, you know, not be on the surface all the time. It was really bittersweet to kind of see them together and see them as brothers, but then the emotion and the hurt behind, you know, reading a letter that their mom wrote to them not long before she passed. It was a very, very, very touching scene. And I feel like Quick strikes me as somebody who's a really good person that has been through absolute hell. To have lost both parents by 18 and have also been shot and paralyzed and recovered from being paralyzed, all that before you even grown. And I wish nothing but the best for him. And that is where this episode came to an end. It looks like next week we're going to see Monique starting her new job and Chris is home running the daddy daycare while the kids are talking about their mama haters. What y'all got to say now? My mama got a job. And we see that the healer must have set something free in Erana because she is snatching the perfect off right with her earrings and her wig when she is getting ready to knock winter's S into springtime next week. So we'll see exactly what they got going on. But that's it for this week. That's it. That's all. I ain't got no more. As always, thank you so much for coming down here and listening to me, letting me get this off my chest. Please be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe if you have not already. And in the meantime, until next time, like every time, I love you, mean it. Bye.